Hi everyone, I'm Keely.
I'm Paige.
And I'm Emma, and welcome back to another episode of ETalk.
Welcome to episode 2, everyone. Let's jump right into Dancing with the Stars, the celebs, the outfits, the dancing, the drama.
Of course. Should we start with Bachelorette and the finale of Bachelorette?
Yes.
Okay, what do you guys
finale.
think? So crazy.
It definitely was crazy, especially with 2 Bachelorettes, one ending up with someone and one not. So spoilers ahead. Rachel, they start out with Rachel, and when the episode started, it was just her and Tino left, and they got engaged, and then they flashed forward, and he cheated on her.
Which, there's never been someone who's cheated, I don't think, in Bachelorette, Bachelor. Anything,
No, there's
right?
only been instances where somebody was talking to somebody during the show.
Yeah. So this was I was not expecting this. Like, I saw all the promos and stuff, and this was just not what I thought was gonna happen, and it was so crazy.
Yeah, because they were kind of making it seem like he might not be in the wrong. He definitely was, but then, and after the final rose when they were together, I feel like they were both gaslighting each other, and it was really hard to watch.
What was so crazy was when he was reading her, stuff that he wrote about her in a notebook.
He brought his notebook with receipts.
It was
and it
so
just was
insane.
It was really secondhand embarrassment. It was hard to watch.
It was hard to watch. I was like, thank God they broke up, because I didn't want to have to.
And then the big shocker at the end with Avon coming in, and it was obvious that Avon didn't know Tino was out there, and Tino didn't know Avon was there, and Rachel didn't know Avon was there, and it was just really awkward. And Rachel left with Avon, and we've gotten no updates.
No, do you think anything will come from that? Because I'm like, I think Rachel needs a break from all
I think so too, especially since she let Avon go.
Yeah.
He can go find somebody else.
He deserves someone better. Because I was not a huge Rachel fan towards the end.
Not during the show, during the end.
No, she was pushing for the engagement too much, and it was just not what people wanted to do. So
where Gabby's was more natural, and she's so happy now. And it was so cute. Everything was so cute, and she ended up with Eric, who is an Elon alum.
So exciting. I freaked out when I heard that. I was like, he's apparently coming for alumni weekend.
Hopefully.
So let's try to meet him.
Yes, hopefully he brings Gabby. He was in Sig Chi.
I loved them together. I loved that we had a kind of a bad end and then a good end for the drama, but then the love.
And it was, you could tell it was so different. There were 2 mature adults, and they were talking through things on After Final Rose. Gabby and Eric were so cute, and we got to see that this week on Dancing with the Stars with Elvis Week, and last week was Favorite Song Night.
Gabby, we'll talk about Gabby first since we're on the topic. She's been doing so well. She was a cheerleader, I think they said, so I think it really helps. Her partner, Val, is usually a pretty good partner. I've been watching, I've watched a couple seasons of Dancing with the Stars, and he usually does a good job. So I've been loving their dances.
Yeah, I'm really rooting for her. The Bachelorettes, 2 Bachelorettes have won already, Hannah Brown and Caitlin Bristow. And I love Val, and it was cute because this week she finally got to talk about being engaged, and Eric came up on stage.
Yeah. Who else do you guys like on the show? I have been really liking Selma Blair's performances.
Me too.
Those have been super moving. And then Charli D'Amelio obviously does amazing every week. She's a dancer.
Yeah, that I feel like is controversial because she's already so good and so young. I feel like she can almost be a pro, and it's almost not fair because I know the show's about learning how to dance, but then it's hard to judge because how many people knew how to dance before.
She's been getting the best scores too, which obviously.
You think about JoJo Siwa was on Dancing with the Stars. It really just questions
even Zendaya who danced.
Yeah.
And it's people you love, but you just don't know how
it's
it works.
Unfair.
They never end up winning though.
Zendaya and JoJo Siwa both didn't win. So we'll see.
Wayne Brady's also been in the top 3. He was really good. Shangela's been really good. Daniel Durant's have been really good. Just rooting for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Jason Lewis and Teresa Giudice have been eliminated, which I don't think is surprising. I feel like maybe next week it's going to be Cheryl because she was in the bottom, and maybe Jessie James Decker. She's been in the bottom too, but I just really like the cast this year.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the past 2 seasons, and seeing this cast and it moving to Disney Plus, it's been easier to watch with no commercials. And I love Alfonso hosting.
Yeah.
He's really natural.
Definitely balancing Tyra out because she is like a little much just hosting on her own, but I like
I
having
agree.
the two hosts for sure. Yeah.
Definitely some emotional performances. And next week's supposed to be Bond week, which I don't think they've ever done. I guess they're using music from the Bond films, but it'll be really interesting to watch, and maybe we could do another update.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for joining us. Coming up, we'll be putting our lab coats on and testing out which brand of microwave mac and cheese is worth the bite. Bye.
Welcome back to ETalk. Today, Holland, Emma, and I are going to be taste testing 3 different brands of mac and cheese and telling you which one is hot and which ones are not.
Let's dive right in.
Okay, well this is a really fun experiment. I feel like in the dorm having like a microwave mac and cheese is really helpful sometimes.
Yes, essential.
So yeah, let's try. Which one should we do first?
I think the Kraft,
Okay.
which is a classic.
Okay.
Now I did not grow up eating Kraft mac and cheese. This will be interesting for
Okay.
me.
I don't know how to compare it to the other ones because
It's all
I'm
right.
not trying them yet.
It's okay.
So we'll see.
It's okay.
I think if you're really hungry,
I
eat
feel
it.
like if I needed a snack, that would be good. But I feel like we should move on to the Velveeta
For sure.
just to see to compare. All right.
this one's really
Ready?
watery.
It is. Okay.
It definitely tastes watery too.
I don't like this one.
No. I definitely think the Kraft is
Kraft
number
is
one.
winning.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. And then we have Annie's Vegan. Have you guys ever tried Annie's Vegan before?
I've not tried the
Just-
vegan,
no.
I've never tried the vegan
just the
version.
regular
I've
Annie's.
And I usually, if I'm going mac and cheese, I'm going Annie's. So
Okay, yeah,
we'll
me
see.
too. So
Yeah.
let's see if the vegan lives up to the regular one.
No.
No, the like noodles taste weird. I don't know. It's like
I feel like if this was not vegan, it would be really good. But it's just vegan, so
just
it's not.
the idea that we know it's vegan. But how do we want to rank them?
Okay, I think number 1 for me would be Kraft.
Yes.
I'm going Kraft.
Velveeta is in the last place for me, so I'd say Annie's 2 and Velveeta 3.
Okay.
I think I would be Kraft, Velveeta,
Okay.
Annie's. I think it's just the Annie's noodle. You can't taste any cheese. It's
Yeah.
just like,
For our vegan viewers, though, that might be like something they're interested in. Like some people just
True.
don't like it. But,
Yeah.
And then what about you?
Yeah, I'm going definitely, I think, same ranking as you, Kraft. And then Velveeta
Alright.
last, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
What brand is your favorite? Coming up, we're going to head over to the movie corner with Ted and Caleb to hear all about Thor and the upcoming Karate Kid reboot. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the movie corner. I'm Ted.
And I'm Caleb.
Today we are going to be discussing the new Thor movie, what we thought of it, how it compares regarding other movies in the Marvel Universe, as well as the newly announced Karate Kid reboot.
Right, so Thor.
I did not like it.
It's one of those hit or miss. You'll either love it or you hate it.
That was probably the first Marvel movie I had a hard time like getting through. Like I pause it and would go leave to do something else and would try and come back to it.
I had that with Black Widow and Eternals.
Mm.
I just couldn't get through those, but Thor was such a...
What didn't you like about it?
But with Thor,
Yeah.
I think it took such a slapstick approach that it almost made fun of the character rather than doing it. And then it wasted Christian Bale and Natalie Portman.
Yeah, I agree. I just feel like, I don't know, it was very quick for me. Like I feel like they were just like, oh, like here's the plot. Just like it was just kind of thrown in there randomly.
Yeah, they're rushing, making shorter films now, I've noticed. Every film so far has been
Shorter.
2 hours or less.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's changing with Black Panther because that's 3 hours. But no, okay, so Gore the God Butcher.
I thought his power was interesting, to be honest.
It's an interesting power, but I don't know, I feel like they wasted Christian Bale.
Yeah.
They read about the making of it where they didn't want to use CGI or prosthetics because they wanted to show the actor, but then they go ahead and waste him in the film.
And they cut out like all his best scenes apparently.
Yeah.
Like they were like too R for it.
Yeah, they cut out a lot of his scenes, and it's such a tonal difference between him and Thor because it's such a slapstick Thor, and then a
Such a serious
legitimately
character.
terrifying gore.
Yeah.
And I wish they would have done more of that rather than.
I was gonna say, what'd you think the ending of him getting his daughter, or Thor getting Gore's daughter?
It works in terms of family because that daughter is Chris Hemsworth's actual daughter, but in terms of story, it makes zero sense. The whole point of the entire film is Thor hates Gore, Thor wants to kill Gore, and
Now they're together.
now Thor has Gore's daughter for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. And then the post-credit scene.
Hercules.
Hercules is in the MCU. I don't know. Are you familiar with Hercules?
I am. I'm not a huge fan of this. Like, I thought it was shocking enough, like, Thor attacked Zeus, but I don't know. I think bringing in Hercules, they're just trying to, like, extend Thor.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hercules was one of the Avengers in the comics, so I get why they're doing it, but I think introducing him in Thor is it's a missed
Like,
opportunity.
Yeah, it's, like, not the right way to do it.
It's not the right way because they also introduce him as a villain,
Yeah.
as he wants to go
Kill
kill
Thor.
So instead, it looks like they're gonna have Hercules be the next Thor villain.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how it's gonna work.
Me neither. All right, so
Karate Kid.
let's get into it.
Yeah. Have you seen Cobra Kai?
I haven't, no. I know, like, the general plot of it.
I haven't watched a new season, but I like Cobra Kai. It's a good old sequel series. It works with what it's doing, but they recently announced a Karate Kid reboot, but it's not Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I don't understand why. Like, I think they're running out of ideas here. Because
ran out
why
of
would
ideas.
they try and make something, like, out of something they already have when the Cobra Kai is already a good thing?
They did the exact same thing with the Child's Play franchise, the Chucky. There's a Chucky TV series going on right now, and then they did the reboot movie with Mark Hamill, which ended up bombing, and the Chucky series is now going on for like a third season. So I can see this with Karate Kid because the reboot is going to be a young kid training an old man karate.
Really?
Yeah, they're basically trying to flip the roles of the original, but
I don't know how it's going to go over with audiences.
I don't know how you're going to teach an 80-year-old man to crane kick. That'll be interesting.
It'll be a fun training montage for sure.
It'll be an awesome training montage. It'll just be him falling over repeatedly. But I don't know how it's going to work in terms of the purpose. So, yeah, Karate Kid, is that even on your watch list?
It won't be,
No,
most
yeah,
likely.
no, yeah. What did you think of Thor, and are you excited for the new Karate Kid reboot?
Let us know, and make sure to let us know your thoughts on what you've watched recently.
Thanks for joining us. Now we're going to take a quick break to see if Bigfoot is real or not. Stick around to see Kelsey's show, All the Fashion Wins from New York Fashion Week. Don't go anywhere.
My name is Lyle Blackburn.
My name is Dr. Patricia Robin Woodruff.
Hi, my name is Leah Fisher.
I'm actually the founder of the ECBRO, the East Coast Bigfoot Researchers Organization.
Hey, I'm Justin with Cryptids the Corn podcast. I was a fisheries technician, a fisheries biologist. It's the same thing, it's just a hard word for people to get.
The cryptozoology came because I have a very strong interest in biology.
Cases of people seeing unexplained creatures, mostly in the woods or near small towns.
I am the author of 2 humorous adventure novels for 8 to 13-year-olds.
Cryptids, their actual term is an undiscovered animal by science. People think these things don't exist. We discover around 1,400 new species a year. Last year we discovered a new whale, for goodness sakes.
I had my first Bigfoot counter in Franklin County, and I have been involved in doing that ever since.
In some cases, these towns have gone on to have festivals and gatherings of people to celebrate this sort of almost like modern folklore meets science.
I'm actually a Slavic witch and was always interested in interesting kind of things. And I started researching the pre-Christian beliefs of the Slavic lands, and wound up following these beliefs back further and further and further. And so I have an overlapping interest in the Paranormal Society of Roanoke.
I got into writing books about cryptids because I didn't really know anything about cryptozoology until I read an article about somebody going to Alaska to find the otter man.
I grew up in the outdoors. I've always had a love and passion for nature in general, but it wasn't until seeing the Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin footage that took place back in 1967, and yeah, I mean, that footage has been around for over 50 years, and observing that footage really sparked a curiosity in me that went into grow into a passion to want to find the evidence and the truth for myself.
To say that something doesn't exist because it's undiscovered is not accurate. We have all kinds of new things. But now, eDNA is a new field that people are really excited about. I collected eDNA, I didn't do the lab side of it. So there's very different people that do that. eDNA is in its infancy. So it is just now starting to become mainstream where people are actually, biological entities are actually starting to use it. We're really excited for it for cryptozoology, but it's going to be like 10 years out. People think this is the answer today. It's young. Science takes a long time after it's new to actually get to it.
They're not proven, but the stories persist and can date back many, many years.
So I just started researching cryptids and cryptozoology, wrote this fun adventure novel. I was lucky enough to get a book deal. And so now I go and I talk to kids at schools and libraries about how looking for Bigfoot can get them interested in science.
I take a very objective approach on my research, on various subjects within the subject itself. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I mean, I try to keep it simple, throw a little critical thinking, keep it logical, a little bit of science in there too, here and there.
I would say with cryptids, they are not just animals that we haven't found. They are also animals that were just stories passed along, that people were seeing something, and then it turned out that these creatures were actually real. So we have discovered cryptids. The platypus was a cryptid, the okapi was a cryptid, the mountain gorilla was a cryptid, meaning that these were all animals that were existing in local folklore, but science had not yet proven their existence. So I have to believe that there are still creatures out there that might exist in the local folklore and stories that we haven't actually scientifically discovered.
But I'm a truth seeker, and I have a lot more work to do ahead of me in the years to come. So.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelsey and welcome back to ETalk's Fashion Corner today. So we will be covering New York's Fashion Week. Who was there and what was worn? Let's get into it. I'm so excited. I did a few of my favorite ones. I'm going to show you all the different styles that I think you guys would love. So we're going to start off with Marc Jacobs. Of course, we have to talk about the best. It's a little bright, but he went with a very, very, very different thing for his, photo day. Like, he went with huge puffer coats to execute the winter coming in. Think maxi skirts for fall. He has like tights. He says there's like 5 layers on there. He said that because Telfer got the last show for the Fashion Week, he wanted to show that he was still relevant and that he is still the best. So he was like, I'm going to show you guys something completely different from what I do. And that is exactly what he did. And I think he honestly nailed it. I love the puffer coats. And I honestly, if I was in New York, I would definitely be wearing this for sure in the winter. So definitely succeeded in his looks. I loved it. And he also had both of the Hadid sisters. So yeah, obviously you can't go wrong with them. So he definitely nailed it. 10 out of 10. Next one is going to be Mr. De La Renta. Oscar De La Renta always shows out. He always goes with a lot of bright colors. So to see this one was very, very surprising to me. But he said that he always has to have at least one black dress for every single season. So I guess that was his one. But he went with a kind of like day and night type looks. You can show these looks during the day, go into the office, and then you can switch it up and make it into a tube top during the nighttime. He says that you can go these with a date night, and giving like European peasant embroideries. But he also shows his bright colors a lot more if you look at his collection. I personally am a beautiful fan of this. The details in this dress are just absolutely beautiful. I love the European of the look. All the accessories that he has with it just looks beautiful. And of course he has, like he said, he has to have one black dress just to show that he doesn't do all colors. And I think I love this one as well. The leather and then the coat that matches it, like it all just goes, especially with the high knees. I think it'll definitely be a more fall fit because it might be a little cold for winter, but if you're trying to look cute, hey, go for it. All right, so we're gonna go with our last one. So this one was Mr. Peter Dew. He said that he was being a little selfish with his collection this fall because he said that, you know, we haven't been wearing any suits, and that is his favorite look. He loves the simple suit look. However, he said that since we've been in COVID in the past 2 years, we've had a break and we haven't been able to wear any suits. So he said, I'm going to make you guys love suits again. So he made his whole collection with like these extravagant, broad, oversized suits. And he made it for men's, he made it for women, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving it. I'm personally not a suit person, only because I don't have anywhere to wear suits. But if I did wear suits, I would definitely throw this on. The vest, long, overcoat jacket is beautiful with the overcoat, trench coat, and then the pants, and all of it just like simple yet very clean looking. I love it. And then the hairstyles go with it as well. You can see the stitches on this one. They all just very correlate and go together, and there's no contrasting at all, which I actually love. It's always great to have a great simple look during the fall and the winter.